Hi Aquarius, welcome to your week ahead Taroscope with me, Raphael from Reydiant Reality. It's an absolute pleasure to have you. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you so much for joining me. Quick note, my readings are for your sun, moon and ascendant signs. So whether you're a sun, moon or rising sign Aquarius, this is for you. And I always advise that you watch all three to get a clearer, more complete picture of how they speak to you. With that said, if you are a continued subby, you know I love you for it. If you are new to the channel, please don't forget to like, share, and if you should so choose and this resonates, hit the subscribe button if you are. Before we start, as always, I would like to bless my deck of cards with all forms of love, light, peace, prosperity and abundance. And I pray that the messages that come through are ultimately clear and concise and they help you on your path to your highest vibrational good. So, excuse me, this... sorry about that. This week, our key to the week card is the Devil card. And the interesting thing is with this energy, yes, it can be about the things that we are tied to, that we've kind of convinced ourselves have power over us, or maybe we are addicted to. This also represents your ability to respond to things rather than to react to them. And this week, Aquarius, it's going to be really important that you stay on top of yourself, on top of your emotions. I don't need to really say that to Aquarian people because it's something that comes naturally to them. However, when the Devil card shows up, especially as the key to the week, it does suggest that there are going to be outside circumstances this week that you are not in control of, right? And like, as the saying goes, the only thing we're ever truly in control of is ourselves. And so this week you're going to have to find a way to move through life, to move through whatever challenges or issues come up, and just know that you need to respond to them, not to react. Remember, the Devil card is about what has us trapped and believing that it is a situation that we have no power in, right? That's how addiction works. Basically, we give away our free will to something, or we choose something and then we feel like we're dependent on it. And this kind of suggests to me that this week there is going to be a challenge or a situation that arises, and you know, the knee-jerk reaction is going to be what your normal response would be to this. However, that is not going to help you this week. And the fact that you have the Devil card, it's highlighting to you, before this challenge or this issue arises, take a moment to be present. Take a moment to remind yourself that you can choose to respond to whatever is happening at any given moment. For our actions and options card, look at that, right? We've got the Hanged Man. So literally the cards are saying to you, take a moment, take a beat, take a breath, still yourself, take it back to basics, right? This is a week to do more observation than you do action. This is a week to take it, you know, listen more than you speak, you know, take more moments to observe everything that you're thinking and feeling before you express it, before you put it out there. It's like, you know, when people say like, be careful what you put out on the internet, because once it's out there, and you know, it's never deleted for like 60 years or whatever. You know, it's very much kind of that, but this is in terms of your entire sphere of your life, right? Your Hanged Man is asking you to take a moment. All right, now interestingly enough, with the Devil card there, this is about responding rather than reacting this week. But also, what does the Hanged Man say to you? Where are you being overly self-sacrificing? Where is it that you're giving too much? Where is it that you're being giving or kind or open to a fault? You know, this is one of the other meanings of this card. It's where something is being sacrificed, but to the point where it's of detriment. You know, where are you being a martyr? Where is it that you're giving too much? And you know, the problem with that is, like in anything in life, if it's unbalanced, you kind of come into a point of resentment. So this week, some of the words for the Hanged Man are reassessment and reevaluation. So this week, this is you reassessing and reevaluating not only your priorities, but also what you do, and more importantly, how you feel about what you do, or what you feel may be expected of you. For your communications and conversations, you have the King of Pentacles. So a Capricorn person may very well feature for you this week, right? So who is the King of Pentacles? This is someone that is grounded, steady, hardworking, determined, somebody that tends to be quite strong, quite outspoken in the way that they do things. I don't know why I'm smiling, but it's really weird. I get the sense that you're going to be meeting this person actually in person this week. So this could be somebody that you are meeting out there. Now, it doesn't have to be in a romantic sense. This could be in a business partnership. It could be somebody that you make friends with. I just get the sense that this is going to be somebody that you come across in actuality, like in your everyday life, as opposed to, you know, on the internet or, you know, through Skype or through Zoom or anything like that. This is someone that you're actually connecting with. Now, for those of you that are, you know, the King of Pentacles in terms of its communications, this is going to be communications and conversations about money, about finances. This is going to be about very practical.
I'm not sure I understand.
Mind your business, Siri. Just give me a bloody heart attack. This is also going to be you talking about things that have a very practical slant to them, and possibly very much about your work or about your career or the profession. Speaking of, for those of you that work for somebody else, this could be a conversation that you're having with a superior, with a boss, somebody that's in a position of authority this week. Now, because you've got the Devil card there, Aquarius people can talk themselves out of and into pretty much any situation that you can imagine, and this week it may be that you're clashing with a boss. It may be that something that is delegated to you or handed to you feels really unfair. Maybe it feels like too much responsibility. Maybe it feels like you know, you're being taken advantage of. You need to find a way to voice that this week in a way that isn't going to be detrimental to the working relationship going forward. Sorry, I'm fiddling around with the cards and I've just chucked them all over the place. For those of you that work for yourselves, business owners, entrepreneurs, this could be a good combination. Again, a Capricorn person or somebody that is very powerful or very well known in the field that you are could make themselves known this week. However, one thing that you do want to be aware of, it's like some of the plans that you have are brilliant and they're bold and they're pioneering, just like, you know, Aquarians should be. But it does suggest that this week you are really having to look at what the practical elements of these things are going to be. Like, what is it that you actually need to put in place? What is it that really needs to be, like the plans that you have, the goals that you have are fine, but it's the plans that you have. You need to look at how concrete or solid they actually are. And if somebody comes in and tells you that it can be done a better way, this may be the week to think about deferring to that. For those of you that are retired or no longer working for any reason, your King of Pentacles is actually really nice because it suggests that you're ready to start embodying more of that time, utilizing your time for yourself, using your time to be more grounded, using your time to be more present in the here and now, and also to start really looking at what the goals are for you as lockdowns start to ease and the world starts to open. What is life actually going to look like for you now? And more importantly, what have you learned that you can start applying? For your money and materials, you have the Four of Wands. This is a gorgeous card for money because it suggests possible windfalls is definitely a possibility. Look at this right underneath the Hanged Man. That could literally be so one way this could play out, you could be looking into doing some form of charity work or some sort of charitable giving or donation, which is wonderful. It doesn't have to be money or resources, but it's likely to be. Another way that this could play out, because the Hanged Man card for me has that spiritual element to it, this suggests to me a karmic payout. This could be, I don't know, maybe you win some money on the lottery. May not be huge, but, you know, at least that's the universe's way of giving you the elbow and saying, you know, you're all right, you're good. But this looks like very good news coming in for the finances. And again, this earth sign person could very well have something to do with it. This is really exciting. When it comes to your home and environment, this is great because it suggests that things are moving into a much better and easier sphere, which is great. And then for your physical health and vitality, this would literally be your head, your face and your brain. So look after your noggin this week, all right? Not to say that there are any issues there, but if they do arise or you're overthinking and all of that stuff, it's going to be your devil card, right? You need to find ways to respond to your surroundings and experiences rather than react to them. And then for your love and relations, okay, so for those of you that are single, this week may very well highlight someone to you. This could see you meeting somebody, it could see you connecting with somebody that ends up becoming something very special for you at a later date. Now, what you need to know is that as you're meeting this person, there's a lot that appears to be up in the air for you. You know, maybe you're scattered, maybe there's a lot going on in your life. I mean, with all of the planets that we've had in Aquarius, plus the squares that are happening to the planets that are in Aquarius and will be going on for most of this year, we are feeling it, right? But one of the things that comes up here is it's like whoever you meet, you see them as like up here and you're like, oh my gosh, that's quite intimidating. And that's something very rare for Aquarius people. It's very rare that we look at someone and we're intimidated by them, you know, whether it's their status or their stature or, you know, how they carry themselves. Like Aquarians just love people in all ways, shapes and forms. And so to suddenly meet somebody that kind of makes you feel a bit awkward and a bit flustered and maybe not at your best is quite an interesting experience for you, especially if this person is educated. I've said it before, if you want to if you're a cross watcher right now and you want to attract an Aquarius, teach them something that they don't know. Teach them some new fact or some new methodology, and they will, trust me, after that you will have their attention. For those of you that are in partnerships or relationships, this is really nice. I mean, even with the Devil card, it suggests that your partnership has come through a lot and is going to continue to flourish and thrive. Remember, the Hierophant card literally represents traditional pacts, things like marriage. So for those of you that are married and in partnerships, this week you could be having some discussions that are intense, but they lead to truly amazing paths. For those of you that are in relationships but not necessarily married or whatever, sorry to ruin the surprise, but this may very well be an engagement week for a lot of you. And for those of you that are already married and you know, in good places and good stead, there is a potential for conception this week. But it's interesting because it's kind of like maybe you've decided against it and then it shows up anyway. So don't shoot the messenger. With that said, let me know in the comments how it shapes up for you. I wish you an abundance of all of that good stuff. Have a fantastic week. Take care and I'll see you soon.